The House of Representatives, Ms. Nancy Pelosi.
The Speaker is recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I thank the gentleman for yielding me time and for his leadership in bringing this legislation to the floor. Mr. Speaker, today is a proud day for this House, for the District of Columbia, and for our nation. Today we will fulfill our obligation to do right by the citizens of the District of Columbia. Mr. Speaker, I commend the steadfast leadership, the exceptional tenacity, the relentless, persistent, leadership of the gentlewoman from the District of Columbia, Ms. Eleanor Holmes Norton. Because of her, today, America will be greater. I also appreciate the leadership of the gentleman from Virginia, Mr. Davis, making this bill one that has bipartisan co-sponsorship. Again, without his participation, we wouldn't be here. For your support over a long period of time, we're all in your debt, Mr. Davis. I want to thank also Mr. Conyers and Mr. Waxman for their leadership. Steny Hoyer, who's made this a mission in his life. It's a proud day for all of us. Mr. Speaker, I take some personal pleasure in today's proceedings because when I was born, my father was a member of Congress. He was on the Appropriations Committee, and he chaired the District of Columbia Committee. At that time, there was no mayor, there was no home rule. He was a strong supporter for the district to attain both. He would never have imagined all those many, many years ago that it would take this long to get a full vote on the floor for the District of Columbia. And of course, we would like Mr. Ranking Member to have statehood for the District of Columbia so they could have full representation for their taxation. But today we take this giant step. This bipartisan effort to secure full voting representation in this House should command the support of all. Indeed, 82% of the American people support the District of Columbia having full voting rights on the floor of the House. This vote fulfills the promise of our democracy. It reflects what we stand for at home and preach around the world. As the Supreme Court has said, no right is more precious in a free country than that of having a voice in the election of those who make the laws under which we as good citizens must live. Today we seek to affirm an enduring principle of our democracy, the right to be heard and represented fully. For more than 200 years, the citizens of the District of Columbia have been denied full voting representation. This legislation corrects a serious flaw in our democracy. Mr. Speaker, every single day that this Congress is in session, we take a pledge to the flag and to the republic for which it stands. And at the end, we say, with liberty and justice for all. That for all must include the people of the District of Columbia. America is at its best and honors the cause of justice and freedom when all voices are fully represented. And we know that the citizens of the District of Columbia will give their voices to a vision of justice, equality, and opportunity for all. They've already had the voice. Now they will have the vote. Now is the time to honor our democracy. We will not rest until full voting representation in the House is granted to the District of Columbia. That is our obligation and our pledge. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.